Hello crafters, today I'm making a birthday note card for my husband. Something simple but meaningful. I started with this dark gray panel that I dry embossed using the Stampendous 3D embossing folder called Urban Grid. I chose it because my husband loves traveling and discovering new places, and this folder embosses an aerial city street map design right into the cardstock. It felt like such a perfect little nod to something he loves. Next, I'm gluing the embossed panel onto a white A2 top folding note card. Here's a little trick I always use. I place both pieces on the corner of my scoring board to line them up perfectly before pressing them together. And later off screen, I will trim off the edges of the white card base so no white shows around the front. Just a clean textured gray surface. Inside, I added two smaller white panels. That is optional, but I like how it makes the note card feel heavier and more finished. Now for the fun part, the scene. I used the Stampendous small die club for December 2023 called Sneakign a Kiss. It is retired now, but I love revisiting older sets. I hope this inspires you to use your older supplies too. This die set creates a couple under an umbrella. The lady's skirt is pink, my favorite color, and for the guy's outfit I use Stampendous Sage cardstock because it reminds me of one of those Fury outfits he always wears. He usually pairs them with white sneakers, so the color was just perfect. And I decided to cut the pieces to make the umbrella out of white and orange cardstock because orange is his favorite color. And now for the sentiment. I decided to use two different and very old sets to make the sentiment Your Magic, which is really special to us. At home we have this little thing where whenever one of us does something nice for the other without being asked, we call it magic. So if he makes the bed or leaves me a little surprise, my first reaction is magic. And then I will say something like, I saw your magic, or thanks for the magic. And that is why this sentiment is just perfect for this note card. I'm using strong liquid glue to adhere the die cut sentiment to my dry embossed panel. And since I cut it the same color as the panel, I cut it 3 times to stack them up for dimension. And I will go over this die cut word magic with a shimmer pen to make it stand out even more. Off screen, I even went one step further and applied Ranger Glossy accents on top of the die cut word magic, so it is not only shimmery but very glossy in person, and I will show you the final result at the end of this video. Then to complete this sentiment, I did hot foil the words Your using silver foil and a really old set by Stampendous. And I will glue this hot foiled piece above the die cut word magic. Now to adhere all of the other die cut pieces that I cut out using metal plates included in the Stampendous Sneakign a Kiss die set, I will be using round foam adhesive. We need to use foam adhesive if you want the lower body of the lady to have some movement. And since this is a very special note card, it needs a very special custom envelope. So I decided to cut out these 2 pieces using an older set by Stampendous to make an A2 size pocket shape envelope. All I have to do is fold the bigger piece following the score lines that the die plate added to the cardstock, and then adhere the smaller piece on top. To decorate the flap of the envelope, I decided to add this one die cut border that I cut out earlier using a metal plate included in the Stampendous Sneakign a Kiss die set. And just like that, we are all done. Actually, I had to wait for about 2 hours for the Nuvo glossy accents to dry, but I think it was totally worth it. So here we have a textured, layered note card full of meaning and shimmer. I hope this inspires you to create something special for someone you love.